wrong with my eyes. Fine, I'll just leave it. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, I always forget the candle. I don't know why. Hello. It's me, Fiery Grace the Gifted. Whew. I am here with, oh my goodness, a reading. A reading. I actually have a seminar today, and so I really wasn't thinking about doing a reading today. I figured I would do a reading tomorrow. I knew that I was being called to do a reading for the final 444 portal this month, but I don't know. Something hit me this morning. I went for a walk and something happened on the walk that was wild. I'll share that in the community post a little bit later. There's a really beautiful photo. I mean, I don't know if it's beautiful to everybody, but there's a really beautiful photo I was led to take, and a bunch of stuff happened. It was crazy. But anyways, you can check that out in the community tab now and later. But I don't know what's up with y'all. And the reason I say that is because at first I thought that the reason I was feeling the way I was feeling was like I was anxious, but I was like, what am I anxious about? And then I realized, someone or many people out there have this weird feeling right now, and they're having trouble pinning it down. And so this is going to be a reading for twin flames simply because most of the people, if not all of the people on my channel, I don't know how it happened. It wasn't my intention. This was just supposed to be, if you guys ever saw my very first video, it was on finances. It was a tarot reading about finances. So this was never my intention to become like a specific twin flame reader. And yet it's who's continued to be drawn to us, to me, to my DM, Mr. Lightwork. So I don't know. This reading is for you guys, and we're going to talk about the divine masculine. We're going to talk about union, but there is a lot of energy right now. And this has been a very unique month. This is a very rare year when we think about what's happening in the astrology, which is why, as much as it sucks what's going on right now, I really wasn't that surprised it happened, if that makes sense. And so this reading is for you. If you feel that way, if you're like, oh, I knew it. I needed something. I didn't know what I needed, or I knew I needed to hear from you, Grace. I'm so glad you posted because I hear that all the time. Or if you just even find me randomly right now, you've never heard of me before, there's a reason why, how do I say this? There's a reason why I get such good feedback. I'll say that. There's a reason why when people watch my readings, their DMs text them right in the middle of it after not hearing from them. There's a reason why. There's a reason for it all. And today, we've got a message, a real big one. Yeah. I feel like I want to say more for some reason, but I also know I can't right now. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle and bless and give people time to get here. I know it's early, but like I said, I've got a seminar today. I've got readings that I need to do for clients, and I gotta do this. I have to, and it's for you. So I hope that this is a blessing. I hope that whoever's watching this live receives it, and I hope those of you who come upon this later, if you're meant to hear it, these messages are always timeless, but this one in particular is going to be important because you may find this, even 6 months from now, and still end up benefiting because the energy that has arrived is not going anywhere. The only question is, are you aware of what it means in your life? Are you even aware that it's there? And so if you've come upon this video later and you're like, oh my, that's what it was all along. Yeah, oh my goodness. I feel like those of you who this is meant for, you understand what I'm saying. Let me shuffle. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Yep. Okay. Yep. Look at this. So right off the bat, what do we see? We see divine feminines. What is this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. You've got to be kidding me. We see divine feminines who know how close they are. Like how, I can't even explain it, that it's almost this kind of instantaneous shift. They know that everything is coming and a lot of things are already here. And that joy, that happiness, I'm not even talking about spiritual prosperity, or I'm talking just that feeling of purpose, feeling anchored in love and light, feeling the protection, all of the things that you need to basically walk in the cool of the day outside of the heat of this world that can just feel so suffocating. You know it's right there, but you are so afraid to take a step forward. You're so afraid. You think that you're trapped. You think that you have no other option or no other choice but to just trudge along, but you're wrong. You've either misunderstood something, or you have decided in anger, frustration, bitterness, even in some of you have been abused so much that you just think a certain way. You're following a script, and you're so unsure and so lacking in confidence in, you might have confidence here or here, but in the things that matter right now, the things that really matter for you as a light worker, for you as an earth angel, a star seed, all of those things, you're missing it. You're not wrong for it. There's a reason why not everyone will need this reading. Some people will see it and just pass by it and just not even think to click it. But if you're here, you know why you're here. And so that lack of confidence in the more important areas, not the things you think you need or you assume or someone has told you or whatever. No, that is stopping you from moving forward in victory and triumph and joy. And again, I'm not even talking about spiritual prosperity. I'm talking 10 of Cups, not 10 of Pentacles. I'm talking just being able to enjoy your life as it is on a daily basis, not even, the goals and the victories and the high points and the light work. I'm talking about just being homeostasis of happiness. You believe you're stuck. Now, many of you in the Twin Flame community already know what's up, but some of you are fresh. Some of you have never heard me before. Some of you haven't heard this type of message yet. So some of you are straight up, we saw the King of Cups, and now we see the King of Swords. It's really because of wherever you think your divine masculine is or isn't. You're afraid to leave them behind. You're afraid to level up. You're afraid of a lot of things because you're not in union, or your union isn't where you want it to be. Or maybe you haven't met your person yet and you for some reason have told yourself, or maybe some other reader, someone told you you couldn't do anything until you got into union. You are confused, my love. You are very confused. And you have crossed your arms to the blessing that are flowing into your life, saying, no, I have that already, because you don't even know what you really do have. You don't even know what's actually coming to you. It might be packaged in a similar form or fashion of what you've seen, but you don't even know. It's crazy because I can already feel some people cringing, but then I also feel some people that are like, oh my gosh. And I just, it's just so, sorry. Let me just really quick. What are you not considering about all of this? How did that even, it's the 10 of Cups. I don't think you really know what happiness means to you, or what happiness is, or what makes you happy, or how to be. There's so much. There's so much. Okay. You're about to receive the insights you need. I can guarantee it. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, man. Oh, okay. I don't know why, but I completely forgot that the final portal is also the same day as the new moon. And that was 10 and 8. Yeah. Yes. Fired up. You let me keep going. Because look at, okay, hold on. So I've split it, but this wants to be seen. 3 of Swords upright in the back. Okay. Man, y'all don't even know. This is wild. Thank you. Okay, look at this. Look at now. Look at the alignment. 5 and 8, that's 13 energy, but that's also 4. We saw the 4 of swords and we see 4 of cups peeking out right there. You see, both twins don't realize that they have just completed the foundation. Somebody just broke down just now. It's okay, baby, relax. You've already completed the foundation. This divine masculine has healed tremendously. Does that mean they're done? No. We are never done healing because we're also never done breaking. We are in a human vessel for a reason, and a part of it is to learn and grow through the human experience that we will experience it forever. That's why it's so important for us to find our joy and find our happiness, because things will do this for a reason, so we can learn, so we can grow, so we can expand, so we can experience things that allow our empathy to be more poignant in those situations where we're needed to be empathetic with someone who needs us. And this divine masculine has actually healed from a lot of the trauma. You see, the divine feminine is sitting there waiting for the victory parade, not knowing that the divine masculine's already getting dressed for it. The divine masculine is about to start their victory parade. It's so funny that we saw, what was it? 6 of wands in reverse, 4 of swords, and we have 13 energy, because you guys know, if we see 9 of wands, it's a complete confirmation. But you guys know how I feel about those 4 cards. They all happen around the same time, and they're talking about a battle. You see, you were out there fighting all this time, trying to figure out how to build, how to start. And that 4 energy, oh my gosh, I just realized we're doing a 444 reading. This is insane. I'm not really all here right now, you guys. And so please forgive me, because I'm literally having revelations that I should already know this. I don't know why I'm not making the connection until moments later. Anyways, this is insane. I don't know what's happening to me right now, but whatever, let's go with it. So all that being said, the divine masculine has already built their part of the foundation. The divine feminine has already built his or her part of their foundation, okay? And this divine masculine has begun to walk away from everything that doesn't serve them. And they're starting to really understand what it is that was occurring before, all the purpose in their life that was happening before. Why did all that happen to me? What? The same way you realized a long time ago, divine feminine, that everything that ever happened or will happen to you is meant for you. You know, that whole, everybody hates to hear everything happens for a reason, but then we also know it's true. So it's just maybe, you know, not the time, right? People don't always want to hear it at that moment, but we know that if, you know, I told you guys before, if I hadn't have gotten assaulted in college, I never would have been able to be there for that girl who almost to the day, a year later, showed up at my house and broke down. I didn't even know her like that. She was the only person I ever had at that apartment when I lived in Gainesville. The only one. Broke down. I was raped last week. And I was like, oh, snap. If this had been me a couple of years ago, I would have freaking been really uncomfortable right now. But because it happened to me, because I had to go through it, I was able to be there for her in a way that was supernatural. You see, you start to understand the divine masculine has never had those moments until now. Now the divine masculine has begun to say, oh, if I hadn't gone down that path, I never would have learned this. If I hadn't taken that job, I never would have learned that. If I hadn't, oh. And now the divine masculine's motives of life have changed. They're no longer looking at anything the same. All right, let's keep going. I mean, first of all, oh my goodness. Oh, look at this. 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 Oh, grace. Relax, because you're about to get freaking pass out. Okay. I got to calm down for a second, guys. I'm sorry. Divine feminine, have you healed from your trauma this month? Have you had some massive revelatory moments where you just realize, oh my gosh, I get it. Hold on, y'all. I gotta shuffle this. God is with us. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy. Okay, now that's the sync. That's it. That, Dad, what's going on, Dad? You're freaking me out. Okay, you're freaking me out. Y'all, I'm freaking out right now. If you were here from the beginning, haha, look, what did I say? Instantaneous. Hold on. I got it because it's, okay, hold on. I'm freaking out. I'm so sorry. I'm letting you know right now, if you're one of the people that is going to email me after this and say, I have ADD, can you please stop being crazy or tell me my personality is too much, you're going to have to get out of here because this is not the reading for you. If you are bitter or angry or thinking everything I've said thus far is not for you, please leave. Your energy is not welcome here right now. Come back later, okay? You can come back anytime, but you cannot watch this now. And it's not just because I don't want you in my feed to where you might mess with me and my energy and all that. No. I can handle that. I don't want you messing with other people who don't know how to protect themselves yet. And I also don't want you to receive this message until you're ready because you need to hear it and be open to it. So go on and get. Let me tell you. I said man, if you have been here since the beginning, please confirm for those who don't know why I'm freaking out, what cards I called, what syncs have just shown up. They don't know yet. It says, no, what was I looking for? I was looking for this. A sudden, passionate love affair, an emergency. Come on. It says it in the book. It says it. You don't understand what's happening, but that's okay. You see, because what you don't know is that was 14. What we saw before, we saw 10 and 4, and now this is 14. You see, you don't really understand what's happening in the background, okay? You don't, I'm about to freak out. Okay, Grace, you gotta keep going because you haven't even started the reading. Okay, so look. So this slips out like this. Okay. I'm going to show you both. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. This is where you've been. You have been so stressed and so overwhelmed and so frustrated. Girl, y'all about to make me cry. Stop crying. Whoever's crying, stop crying. Buck up. Chin up. Come on. We ain't even started yet. Relax. Come on. I want to be there for you. I do. But this is not the time. This is, if you're going to be tearful, you need to be able to listen too. Okay? All right. These syncs are insane. And I know this is the divine feminine that these cards are talking about right now because man. Yeah. Wow. I feel like y'all don't even know. It's 11. So we've got the two 5D decks are at 11. The two 3D decks are at 13. Y'all don't notice anything? You know what? I'm gonna go keep going. I'm gonna just tell you right here that what's happening is the divine feminine is realizing that the divine masculine has really now, in terms of the 3D, I'm sure that they've tried you in some way, shape, or form. Fine. But in the 5D, they've done nothing wrong. And it is enough is enough. Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop blaming them and being angry with them. Stop being hurt when they're not trying to hurt you. You're about to realize that your divine masculine has to go through what they have to go through just like you did all those weeks, months, years, whatever, decades ago, that you had to go through the same growth and evolution and make mistakes and hurt people, whether on purpose or on accident. Everything that you have done and gone through, they had to go through the same thing. Don't be mad because theirs was a little delayed or probably wasn't even, just seems like it. Don't be mad because you're more aware and you get to be sneaky and look at what they're going on and going through and all that. Don't stop it. You're about to realize that the real war has been you refusing to see what they've been doing to grow in accordance with your will, your ideas, your plans for them and for you. All that That's on you. That's not on them. Stop projecting. Stop being upset. Let that go. You got to let that go. Because what's really happening here is a massive shift. The Knight of Wands is on the way, and that's the king in the armor. You just don't know that, but come on. You need to stop underestimating your twin. You need to stop being so frustrated with where things are now, because it's actually you, divine feminine. Whether you are male or female, I get people sometimes that say, there are male divine feminines. I know that. I constantly say, sir or ma'am. I know. Don't try to get out of this because I don't sound like I'm addressing you. If you identify as a divine feminine, it's on you. Your divine masculine is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Don't worry. I rewatch my readings. I'm going to get slapped a couple times when we're in this reading. I can already tell because I'm realizing as I'm talking that this is also for me. So listen. Both twins have been at war. The difference is the divine masculine has been fighting theirs. They've been out in battle like they were supposed to be. You've been fighting a war at home that wasn't even supposed to be fought. But it's okay. It was all a part of your growth. Don't give yourself too hard of a time, but it's time to let it go. Ooh, it's fiery, not too much grace today, huh? Yeah, I know. Grace, you're being so spicy. Oh, calm down, Grace. Nope, not today. So really, we actually have 11-11 because 13, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so if you're just making it here, go ahead and watch because there's a reason you got here, but you're going to need to at least rewatch the first however many minutes of this reading, okay? I think that would be probably about 20 minutes, okay? All right. Whew. This is really exciting. Okay, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do though. So now, give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm supposed to look back here. You've been very, very scared. Hold on, what are you scared of? Again, you're afraid to do anything without your divine masculine being there. And some of you might be divine. I know I have a very few divine masculines who are drawn to these readings. I think it's good for them when they see it from, like, to hear from the other perspective and know that not all readers are coddling the divine feminines. Not all readers are angry with the divine masculines. But if you're here, you're going to need to translate this stuff on your own. Please don't make me spend, you guys know how long my readings are already. Please don't make me spend double the amount of time flipping the message for the divine masculine. It's the same for you too, okay? It's the same. But you just need to see the perspective and figure out where you stand. But divine feminine, you're afraid to do anything because you feel like you might miss the DM. You might make a mistake that maybe you're supposed to experience everything together with them once you discover twin flames. And no. So, okay, we got to keep going. All right, 20 minutes into this. Jeez Louise, that was just the blessing was insane. Y'all saw that? Y'all saw some of the cards again? You see that? Them things came out. All right, I'm done. What do we need to know? Oh, that's a lot. All right, I have to take it though. Yeah, I gotta take that. All right, this is our, what goes there? One more, please. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Oh my God, that's so pretty. But look how pretty it is. The 6 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. Okay, come on. I just need one though. What's under here? Oh my. Oh, hold up. No, that's come on, Grace. Come on. You just being nosy now. Oh. Okay, if you are not in the US and you're watching this, that's it. Okay. All right. Hold on. That was a very confusing. What am I supposed to? All right. Whoop. There we go. Ah. Okay. I was meant to. Okay. I got it. I got it. I was meant to see that. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. So I'll put that over there. Oh. Okay. All right. You guys, I'm like, I feel so good right now. I was so like all the energy was like building up inside me until I did the reading. And now I'm like, come on now. I need you to be, okay, is this it or not? All right. No, that was good. Oh, gracious. Whoa, whoa, okay. See, this is what I'm saying. Yo, the DM is spazzing out. Okay, okay, sorry. Oh, thank you. All right. Okay. This is, all right, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. You're right. That's just me being ridiculous. I'm done. See, stop being nosy. Finish it. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, DF. Are you guys crying? Oh, let me see. Is anybody saying maybe we're crying? All right. I can't straw this. Okay. All right. And there's that. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Everybody? Let me make sure. Can we see these? Yes, we can. All right, cool. So, whew, I hope I got moderators here because there are a lot of you here. Hello, everybody. I love you. Got it. All right, so first thing we're going to look at. This part is about basically the time between January and April, right? So this is the first quarter of the year. So we need to look and see what happened because that is the time where the world really changed. And there was a lot of fear. There was a lot of very rapid shifts. There was a lot of confusion. And many people who had been encouraged, especially by me, to create a vision for 2020 felt as if everything they had planned, everything they were ready for, everything they expected came crashing to the ground. So let's look at this. What is it that we need to know? Maybe things that we were missing, maybe things that we didn't expect, didn't understand, things that happened even that were meant to show us something, but maybe we only saw a portion of it. Let's have some revelations about what was going on in that first quarter. Let's find out what we need to know. By the way, if you've never had a reading from me and I've never done a deep energy insights read with you, let me make sure you understand. The way that I visualize these is this is the 3D. And as you can see, there's 2 cards for the 3D because we're twin flames. We were split into 2. This is the 5D, meaning the spirit within you, right? This split into these 2, okay? This I fondly call 5D squared. And to me, that is the the move of God, the essence of God, what the energy or whatever was meant to happen that God was sending through. Okay. So the information flows this way and our prayers and meditations flow this way. Got it? All right. So what was the move? What was going on? What do we need to throw the whole, I mean, okay. Grace, be serious. All right. We've got that 14 coming up. And I specifically said to you guys about 10 minutes ago that you had no idea what was going on to lead you to this point. And here we go. Already the syncs are, I mean, the syncs in the blessing were insane. Insane. I called cards that it happens, but it doesn't happen all the time. It usually happens in emergency readings. 14. You were not aware of what was going on behind the scenes. You were not aware of all the things that were happening to set you up for greatness. You thought that you had found your path. This is for divine masculines and divine feminines. You thought you had found your path. You thought you knew exactly how the next decade or whatever was going to go. Or at the very least, you know, how to get it going. You knew. You just knew. You felt it. You had no idea what was going on back there behind the scenes. You are being asked to refrain from going against the grain in these moments, to look back and ask yourself where you did try to go against the grain, where you did fight, where you did deny the truth, where you are being asked to look back at the first quarter of this year and basically assess yourself, give yourself an internal audit. Do you believe that you were who you were supposed to be those first 3 months? How far did you fall when life changed forever? What happened when you realized that you were a part of history, probably a part of history you didn't want to be a part of? Could have done without being a part of this, huh? What was it where you may not have been anchored in love and light? And I'm not saying that your whole life was flawed and you're terrible. I'm just saying you need to check that and ask yourself where you might have missed some things, because once you figure out, oh, you know, I had a really bad attitude, I was really mad about this. Once you realize, like actually recognize what you were doing, then you can see what you missed and then you're back on track. It's not always about someone calling you out to trigger you and make you feel like crap. It's not always about taking what resonates and just going, oh, well, yay, it resonates. Oh, signs and syncs, yay. No. Every moment of every day of your life, there is wisdom, knowledge, understanding flowing. And your job is to grab a hold of what matters and let the rest flow. You grabbed what didn't matter. Not in every area of your life. Not in every area of your life, but in most. And unfortunately, some of you might have only done it in 1 or 2 areas of your life, but you got really, really bad in that part of your life. So it's time for you to start to cooperate with what is rather than mourn what was or could have been, woulda, shoulda, coulda, all that. Okay? It's time for you to recognize that there was just a little temporary pause. It was a 7 of Pentacles energy. It was that time needed for the sun to shine and the water to come in and to really help things grow. It was a gestation period. It was not meant to hurt you or make you feel bad or make you feel like life was over. So now that you're aware that maybe you kind of went too far, look at where you did go too far. Look at where you were angry. Look at where you were miserable. Look at where you did give up. Because now we back. You hear me? We're back. Okay. So this is what was going on. There was a lot of things happening in the background, which is obviously why we're seeing the Knight of Wands energy now, where it's like boom, 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 everything's happening fast. Because okay, I don't know why, but I just saw popcorn popping in the microwave or like in a popcorn machine, right? Or on the stove. You know, think about that process, because I know not everybody in the world uses all the same stuff. But think about the process. You got to heat it up. And at first you think nothing's happening. What's going on? And you're listening and you're listening. And all of a sudden you hear the first. This right here was the first pop. This message. All this stuff has been brewing. And now you hear this. Some of you are going to watch this reading 6 months, a year from now, farther, whatever. And you're going to think back and go, oh my gosh, it was the first pop. But guess what happens? After the first pop, there's only maybe like a minute, right? Let's say you put popcorn in the microwave for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And it doesn't start popping until 2 minutes. But then you only have another minute and 20 seconds where the whole bag all of a sudden explodes. That's what's happening. That's what's coming. Oh my gosh, this is a wild reading. I'm freaking out. All right, so how does this flow? Because obviously we may not have received it well. We may have gotten frustrated. We might have missed some things, but the 5D knows, right? So how did this come here? This is dope though. Okay, this is good, but I can see where some people, okay, I see two things. Some looked at their dreams and saw they were crushed. I will admit, I was very upset that the road trips and the tours, the promotional tours, and also the retreats that I had, you guys, when I tell you last part of the year, I got all my readings done and caught up to where I had like 0 people on the booking list for the first time in like a year, dude. It was crazy. I spent so much time making plans. I worked all through the holidays because it's just me and Mr. Lightwork. He doesn't really celebrate and I don't have my family anymore. So we just worked and it was cool. It was dope. And then all of a sudden we can't travel. Everything's ruined. I was upset because my dream was to start branching out and doing more and finally reaching the things that I really, really, really wanted to do. I was hurt. On the other side, some of you said, well, maybe this is a good thing in the grand scheme of things, because now the dreams that I had thought were dreams deferred, I can actually accomplish. So there was kind of a mixed bag here. The problem was both of the thoughts that we were having, some of you might even gone back and forth, both of the thoughts that you were having still somehow led to a sadness, to a fear that maybe you should just stop dreaming. You didn't realize that your dreams were actually about to come true, that the things that you wanted were going to be way better when you actually got them. And some of you weren't going to get what you wanted, but when you did, you're going to be like, thank God. Some people were able to see the opportunity that was coming. I was one of them. Only because I have such a close, direct relationship with God, and that's just my center, that even though I was afraid, I knew I couldn't be afraid. Why would I be afraid? Even though I was upset, I knew that it obviously was something better was going to come. All these things hit me different. And so some of you were okay, but some of you, for whatever reason, might not be a relationship with God. Could have been something else. Could have been anything in your life, but some of you just were not able to see that this was really a chance to make something happen. Some of you didn't realize that this thing happening in this world, for half of you claiming, I don't know what my light work is, I don't know what to do, that this situation just opened the door for you. You measly little you who don't have a lot of confidence and don't think you have anything to offer, and maybe you're not as valuable as, and you're not ready yet, and in this day and age, everybody can help. In this situation, in this part of history, we all play a part. See, you didn't know what was happening. You didn't realize what was opening up for you because all you saw was the fear. I'm not condemning you. I promise I'm not. I know that you can hear things from people that you don't know. So if you guys know me, y'all already know I'm just speaking the truth, right? But if you don't know me, you might think, how dare you attack me? Listen, I'm not like that. So you can save that, okay? Go ahead and put that back in your pocket. Yep, slip it right back in. Okay, cool. I'm just keeping it real on what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what I'm sensing. And I understand why you were afraid. I understand why you wouldn't want to be a part of it. I understand why you might have been angry that your plans got changed or canceled or whatever. But honey, you have no idea. You have no idea what you were being set up for. Oh God. So I'm going to turn both of these over at the same time. So while this is happening, we don't know what's going on. all of a sudden there's a real focus on our dreams and thinking, well, 2020 was supposed to be the beginning of the next decade or whatever of my life. Everything was supposed to be good. Some of you had your Saturn's returns recently and you were like, yes, 2020. There were so many things people were just looking forward to. And then all of a sudden, dream deferred. Oh, crap. So how did we take this in the 3D, or what is it that we need to know about that time? This is interesting. The divine masculine felt like they had to slow down because they were actually already going too fast. But you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing someone who was going really, really fast in the wrong direction. I'm seeing someone who, I mean, this is not in a reverse. This is upright Knight of Wands. There's even a little bit of Page of Wands energy here, because they really thought that where they were going was this new land of exploration. Oh yes, I'm so ready to explore. And then I see, have you ever seen in the cartoons where the horse is trotting along, like running, and all of a sudden they stop and they like bend, right? Or they kind of dig their heels in, and so they lean back even, and they're like, "Arr!" I'm seeing a divine masculine who's running, gone. And I'm seeing a divine feminine who was saying, maybe I got to walk away. Maybe I have to give up. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe what I was feeling wasn't real. So you have two people who both, in a sense, were making a turnaround in their life. But unfortunately, I do believe that most divine feminines did not take this period of time well. And I feel bad for saying that because I know that you guys are amazing and you're always learning and growing. And if you're on my channel, if you're willing to put up with me lecturing you, okay, then obviously you're really trying to get better and change. So I'm really proud of you. And I hate to say to you that you gave up on things, that you started to have doubts. I hate to say that. But it's right there. Divine feminine, you started to detach and doubt and worry more than ever. And I don't think this was all just about the situation at hand, guys. I don't think this was about what's going on in the world in all cases. Some of you, it's because you gave yourself a deadline. If I'm not in union by 2020, if I don't hear from my divine masculine by January, if I don't get a message if this is a false twin or a real twin by January 1st, December 31st at 11:59 p.m., I give up. Some of you, this was not just about the world changing and stressing you out and you feeling like maybe you had to abandon ship on some things. Some of you, this was a self-inflicted wound. You hurt yourself. You cut yourself off at the knees, as they say. Is it the knees? Whatever. So we see two people turning around. The problem is the divine feminine feeling her divine masculine or his divine masculine get farther and farther and farther away, just galloping along, ready to explore the new lands. A pioneer of bullshit, because that's what they were doing. And now they screeching halt. You missed the screeching halt because you finally turned away. But the beautiful thing, as much as this might sound like the craziest thing to say after everything I just said, is that it's typically when the divine feminine finally takes her eyes off the divine masculine, his eyes off of the divine masculine, and looks to God, looks to source, looks to spirit, looks to the universe and says, I give up. I let go of the control that I need to have in this situation. I let go of everything. I leave behind all of these flip-flopping, up and down emotions. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm hurt. I'm in pain. I'm scared. I don't know. You didn't realize that this was the moment you had your divine masculine turn around. You see, you became the runner. Some of you are like, I don't know, Grace. I was still chasing. Maybe some of you, yeah. But some of you are like, wait a minute. Actually, I didn't really think about that. I did. Because we're so used to hearing that the divine feminine is always the chaser. No, not always. And that can go back and forth. Mr. Lightwork would call this the rubber band effect. And you want to see something? That's 18 again. See, the divine masculine had to go the wrong way. You see, sometimes the shortcut, the wandering through the desert, the whatever, just anywhere where you feel like maybe you're not supposed to be there, sometimes you had to go that way. Why? Maybe you come upon a beautiful plant and you're like, I'm going to grab these seeds and plant them in my garden when I get home because I'm going home now. Whatever. There was something you had to go get. And divine feminine, there was something you had to let go of. Both received the insights that were required. Think about what was going on each of those. Now remember, the beginning of the year is when we had all those supermoons. There's a lot here, guys. There's a lot. This is one of those readings you're probably going to have to watch a couple times. I always recommend, so those of you who might be listening right now with this in the background, that's fine. Do what you got to do. But the reason why I don't call the cards out constantly and say, this is because I don't want you just listening. I don't do tarot over the phone, and I do not really like it when people listen to tarot and don't see the visuals, because these signs and syncs are also important. There are visions that you will receive when you watch this stuff. So I have gotten people ask that. There's my answer. No, I will not call all the cards out because you're just trying to listen. I don't like that. I don't believe in that. Okay. I believe that you should be seeing this stuff. So those of you who are listening right now, come watch or listen if you have to, but you need to come back and look at these cards. And those of you who are watching this now, if you need to listen in the future and you've already seen them, that's cool. Okay. But make sure at some point that you get the visuals. Okay. So let's move forward. We see that there was a lot happening, a reassessment, if you will. Now let's look at the energy and find out between these moments, or maybe not even between, but just what was kind of occurring. Let's find out. So what is we need to know about this energy? Taking time to heal. Exactly. The need to forgive yourself or others. What's funny is sometimes it takes, and I see it in the comments all the time, a divine feminine will comment and say, which again, me and Mr. Lightwork will ask you the same question every time. If you're done, why are you watching this video? Right? But anyways, they'll say, I'm done, but I forgive them though. You see, it's the moment where you finally just say, I have to walk away from this, but I still love you. And I'm done. It's usually in those moments where the healing actually begins. It's usually in those moments where even the healing begins for them. What were you missing most about this time? You did not know that your king was being built. You did not know that your king was being enhanced. You did not know that your king was being refocused. And the divine masculines, they did not realize how important the healing was to them finally becoming the leader they always knew they were supposed to be. This is the card of vision. This is the card that I used to see so much. I'm getting emotional. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. This is the card that I used to see last year. And whenever I saw this, and I would see this with the Queen of Pentacles a lot, I will go, oh, because this is about the 2020 vision, 2020 vision, 2020 vision. Both partners needed to heal because their 2020 vision was being created and built during a time where they weren't healed yet. And they didn't even know that once this healing happened, the vision was going to change. You think the vision changed because the world changed. No, honey. That vision was never going to happen. Not the way you envisioned it, not the way you thought. It never was. It didn't matter what it was that caused it to shift this year. It just wasn't going to be what you thought it was. Don't be upset. Trust it, okay? Now, how did we receive that? All right. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, y'all. When I was younger, I used to go to church. And not even younger, just throughout my lifetime when I went to church, there were 3 ways that I knew the Holy Spirit had flown into me and was whoa. And one of them was crying. The other one was laughing. And the last one was I would get these like weird fits where I would just be like, I would make this like weird noise. I didn't know what was happening, but I've done it a couple times in a live and I think it freaked people out. But that's how I knew when something hits. So forgive me when I laugh like that because it's just the moment where I feel the presence. That's all. Remember this card? Remember in the beginning when I said if we see the Nine of Wands and then it showed up literally in the next deck over and now it's back after you saw me shuffle forever because I had to get this and this to get back to this. Remember that? If you didn't, that's why I said you got to watch the beginning of the reading because the syncs are insane. Well, the way that we received this information that it was time to heal was our 5D said, I'm about to close up shop. I got to lock this up. Gotta lock this down. That's not a pun at all, I promise. I do love puns. I do find puns very punny. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I wish Mr. Lightwork was here for all my comedy because he would be laughing so hard right now. Anyways, the way that we receive this in the 5D is our 5D said, okay, I can't let this person, this essence, this being in the 3D, I cannot let them know what's happening. I told you guys before, it's not like it's not even like, oh, okay, because in my faith, so this is where I'll say it. I always heard like if you don't go to church and if you don't pray and if you don't do certain things, like I think even some people that might be like really like extreme Catholics might be like, oh, if you don't go to confession or you don't take communion, you're not really connected to God. It's like all those kinds of things, right? So I know that there are people out there who think that when I say your 5D shut down, that means you did something wrong to make your 5D say, I'm not talking to you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is from time to time, your intuition, there will be a blind spot. The 5D doesn't have the blind spot. Your 3D does. Why? Because your 5D will come in and be like, nah, that's not for you. Not yet. Not until it's time to be revealed. And so your 5D said, time to shut it down. It's time to heal. This person, you know why they were left here? Let me, because again, some of you don't know the whole story. First, you have the battle, okay? Then you come home from the battle. That's where we see the Four of Swords, okay? Back in the day, before soldiers left for war, they would build their own coffins to save their family the time and stress and all of that if they had to return of having a coffin prepared. And so when they came home alive, they would go lay in their coffin. I know it's weird, right? And when they laid in their coffin, they would reflect on the fact that they were still here and all the moments where they could have died and all that. So we're in the battle, we're in the war, we go home. But guess what? Some people have to stay behind and guard the prisoners of war or the cities that they raided or the goods or maybe even the people who needed to heal. Which is why you see someone who probably shouldn't still be doing their job, but they're soldiers, so they have to. You see there's a little bit of a hurt here. So this person was left behind to guard something while the war continued and they got a chance to heal. Yeah, it's serious, y'all. It's real out here. So while the healing was occurring, you got shut in. Again, not a pun. What are we missing about this? This was a training exercise. This was helping you see how to turn every opportunity into gold. This is the beginning of alchemy, of understanding how to make something out of nothing or turn something into value that didn't have value before. You guys, I'm not bragging. I'm not here to make anybody feel bad, but God gave me the ability to perform spiritual alchemy, to create a 10 of Pentacles lifestyle. 2 years ago, I was almost on the streets. I had gotten divorced and I basically was abandoned by everybody that I knew. They were like, you'll figure it out. You're the strong one. I did not figure it out. God helped me and blessed me. And my income, I know a lot of people when February, March, April hit, their income either went and crashed or their income took a dip. They had to be more careful, more cautious. My income has not, there's been no stop to it. Again, I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad because I know that's not everyone's situation, which is why I really don't talk about it. But when I tell you that God gave me this plan, all this that I'm doing, all the things that I see going forward, and said, don't worry about exactly how it goes down. Don't worry about how it happens. Just know that I'm going to bless you. Because in this day and age, I did not know that we would be having this situation in 2020. I did not know that Me wanting to provide love and light and truth to help people find peace on a journey that will always have its ups and downs. I did not know how valuable that service would be in 2020. You know why my income hasn't, you know why Mr. Lightwork is somehow building a business in the middle of a freaking pandemic? Because we are spiritual alchemists. And God has given us the ability to do something special in a time where we shouldn't be able to do anything at all. You can do that too. You know that, right? You know that this day and age, like I said back here, where some of you think, oh man, I don't know what my light work is. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'll never have any value. Nobody really needs me. In this day and age, everyone needs love, light, hope, truth, and peace. How can you provide that? All right, I'm going to tell you guys a story. Don't even start with me either. Those of you who are like, oh, Grace and her stories. Yep, I am a storyteller. It's what I do, an author. Get over it. Get over it. What, do you want to fight about it? All right, sorry. This morning I was on my walk. You can see the photo in my community tab. I'll also, some people are not going to hear this in the reading. Some people don't watch my long readings. So I'll post about this in the community tab as well. So you're going to see one picture and then you'll see another one. I was on a walk and I saw this really beautiful, I always take pictures of like the clouds and the moon and the sky. I just always have, always will. And so I saw this really beautiful little spot and I was like, oh, that's dope. Like I saw the sun shining through the trees and it was golden light and it was piercing through. It was gorgeous. And the clouds above it looked amazing. And I just took this picture. And I guess I was so focused, mind you, I'm standing in the middle of the road. So I really don't know how this happened, but I'm so focused on the light in front of me. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. Great picture. I look at my camera and then I look back up and there's a lady in front of me. And I'm like, where did you come from? And then I hear her car beep. And then I look at her again. She's in scrubs. She's walking so slow. I mean, she's trudging, y'all. And I'm like, dang. Move, ma'am. Get out of my way, ma'am. And you're in scrubs. My first instinct is protect yourself, Grace. I mean, I wear a mask everywhere I have been since March 1st, but not a mask. I made a mask. I'm like, move, ma'am. I don't want to get sick. Go away. You know, that's my first inclination is like, go on and walk. And then I looked at her. And it's funny because when I first saw her, she was looking at me to see what the hell I was taking a picture of. I mean, not looking at me, looking at the sky. And so she trudges and she trudges. And I realized I need to give this woman money. It just hit me like that. You got to give her some money. I was like, all right, cool. I am in the middle of a walk and I have no money on me. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? So I walk a little bit ahead and then I wait for her to go into her apartment and I pretend that I'm taking another picture and I see which apartment she lives in. I'm like, got it. I go home. I write her a note. I say, God said this is yours. I hope this is the first of many blessings that flow into your life in Jesus' name. And I folded it. I let her know that I've been in isolation and the ATM, the money had come out of the ATM a long time ago. So everything should be safe. And then I sealed it with one of those self-sealing envelopes and I went and I put it on her door. Now, all the doubts came in. What if you put it on the wrong door? What if somebody steals it? You're putting cash. And all I heard is, that's not your money. Once that money leaves my hand, it's not my money. That's why I tell people all the time, don't worry about what the homeless person that you give that money to. Who cares if they go buy a beer? Why do you have to assume everybody's going to do what you think they're going to do? Who cares? That's not your money anymore. Once you've been told to do something, do it. Now, I don't get the joy of seeing her open it. I knocked on her door and I ran. I don't even know if she's going to open it. What if she's too afraid? I have no idea what's going to happen, but that's not my job. My job was to do my job, and I did it. And that woman, in my mind, I have to believe, is going to open that, and she's going to break down, and she's going to have one of the best weeks of her life, and it's only going to get better from there. I prayed for her, I left her the money, and I walked away. That was my job that day. I've been looking for new ways and new opportunities to bless people, but because my homeless ministry, I can't do it right now because I don't want to get anybody sick, and I don't want to get myself sick. So I have to change that. I found an opportunity. It just landed in my lap. And I was like, yes, because I love giving. It just makes me, it just makes me feel so good. Gifts are my love language. So I'm like, I love it. Why did I tell you that story? Grace, are you just bragging? No, actually, I really don't ever tell people unless I'm trying to encourage someone else to be kind and do random acts of kindness. I don't really tell people about the stuff I do. I don't believe in recording people If you ever do homeless ministries, please do not record them. It's extremely rude. I'm telling you this because I need you to understand that in this day and age, there's always someone out there that you can notice. How does it feel when you realize someone noticed you in your pain, in your sorrow, in your darkness? That lady looked like she was having one of the worst days or nights of her life. She was walking. She was a grown, probably 30 or 28, 35-year-old woman. She was not. She didn't look any kind of, incapacitated. She looked exhausted. I saw her. I noticed her. And even though my first inclination was to go, get away from me, because that's what everything in the world is about right now, right? The light kicked in, and I realized the light in the sun shining through the trees caught my attention at that moment. I didn't even see her drive up. I didn't even know which car was hers. I was going to leave it on her car. I just heard it beep. I don't know. I still don't understand how it happened. I was so focused standing in the middle of the road. I'm telling you, it's time for you to see the truth of where you are. It's time for you to heal from this belief that you're not good enough, or that later I'll do my light work. Later I'll bless people. Later I'll do random acts of kindness. Later I'll show love when I'm good enough. Stop it. You're good enough now. You're good enough today. You're better than good enough, by the way. Just that's another story. And in that time, those first few months of the year where you felt like all your chances had slipped away, and now you had to wait, I guess I got to wait another couple of years before I start my ministry. Lies. It's the devil, y'all. The darkness, the evil forces. Something's trying to convince you that you don't have anything. At the very least, maybe you can be somebody who's a protector of those who need to heal. Open yourself up today. Open yourself up right now. Read yourself like a freaking book. Because there is something more inside of you than you know. And it is meant to be shown. I say this to people in the private readings, but I think this is such an important thing to hear. I feel like this is hitting people. You were made. You chose this mission and were made. The mission itself was created because there's someone or many people out there who needed someone, and you're their someone. Every single day you delay in being who you're supposed to be, someone out there suffers. Today, new people found me. I'm sure of it. There are almost 500 people on this live right now. Thank you, by the way, for all of you who are being here, liking. There's 148 likes. You guys are amazing. I'm sure there's someone new that never knew I existed, that never heard a message like this before, that needed to hear this. Didn't even know they needed it. That's the same for you. There are people out there who don't know what they need. They just know they need help. And every day you delay, you're literally letting people slowly die, basically, without that light and that love. I'm not trying to put pressure on you. I know there are some of you out there who are like, Grace, what about me? That's the problem. You don't yet see that giving is a gift. You don't yet see that in sharing that love and the light that is still within you, even when you're dim. Do you know how many people would like to hear from those of you who are having mental health issues and who've been suicidal for years? And do you know how many people out there need to hear your voice and hear you say, listen, I've been through it all and I'm still going because I know, I believe. Do you know how many people need you? And those of you who know what you have to offer, you just don't know how to do it, just go for it. Do something now, today. Start the channel, create the email address, create the website, whatever. Make the phone call, send the text message, whatever. But you have to do it because now is the time. You had your healing moment. It's time to go now. You're needed. You are necessary. You're important. Do you not hear this? All right. Sermon over. Grace. Oh, okay. Look at this. So now we have DMDF. Look at this. What happened in the midst of all this, all the healing, the 3D, 5D shutdown, all of that, boom. Divine masculine. Not only did they turn around, this is a 3 of Wands in reverse. They changed their plans. This is further confirmation. What are we missing about this? Oh my gosh, look at that. It's a 7 of Wands in reverse. They were fighting for something they didn't even believe in. They were fighting the people that loved them. They were fighting everything, when all they needed to do was take the freaking leap and go the right direction, and life would not be so overwhelming. We have the Three of Wands and the Seven of Wands in reverse. We have the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, Page of Wands energy. Believe in your divine masculine, because this is 10. This is 1 and 0. They've dropped everything that doesn't matter and they've turned around. And I'm sorry that some of you, that doesn't mean you're coming into union tomorrow. Some of you it does. Stop looking for your timeline in these readings and get the messages you're supposed to receive. If you're supposed to know, you'll know. But if you're not supposed to know, nothing you do, it doesn't matter how many times you obsessively watch readings, searching for the right pictures in the thumbnails, the right cards that are synced up, and searching, you know exactly how to type in the right thing to get the message you want to hear. Doesn't matter how many times you do that. If you're not supposed to know, you're not going to know. So the rest of you who are ready, it's time to stop. You're living your life blindfolded because you don't want to see what's real and what's true and what's right in front of you. So while your divine masculine was turning around yet again, I mean, look at this. Yet again. Oh, wow. Hold up now. Hold on. What's this? Oh my gosh, divine feminine, you're so cute. I just want to pinch your cheeks. Don't worry, I'm talking to myself too. Grace, let me just pinch those little cheeks. You're so cute, you don't even know. Okay. While you closed your eyes, look what God was doing. Four of Wands in the background. Yeah, that's right. I know. Sounds crazy. Seems insane. How is this possible? You see, the healing and the 5D saying, you know what? You need to just go through this for right now. So you're going to get a little bit here and there, but not everything. That is what brought about the change energy in the dynamic. The divine masculine started to turn around, or did turn around, change their plans, looked at the long term and the vision of the future and said, okay, I need to make a few alterations here. Recalibrate, does not compute. Divine feminine said, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to see anymore. I don't want to know anymore. I don't know what's happening. I'm scared. And the moment you stopped looking for union, the moment you closed your eyes, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Okay. Let's keep going. We'll wrap up with these last. Okay. So, oh my gosh. Oh, thank you guys. If you do donate, please email me. I'd like to send you something. thefierygrace@gmail.com. So now we see what happened. Great. What do we need to know about what's going on from, I believe this is most likely referring to the energies of 4/22/2020, okay, 444, the final 444 portal this year and beyond, okay? What is it that we need to know? Okay. Six of Pentacles. I remember this actually. Remember the message came out? Do you guys remember what it was? It was the Six of Pentacles in one, and then the other was the Two of Cups, and then it had a bunch of stuff. And I wanted to look at it, but I was like, nah, I'm being nosy. See, that's exactly what is being told to you right now. Now, I also think it's very funny that we just talked about the gift of giving, right? And understanding the blessing of things, again, not out of expectation that because you give, you will receive, but just knowing that you're creating a flow, right? Now we are seeing gifts, our spiritual gifts, our abilities, new career opportunities. Remember, we had the Five of Pentacles before. We were so afraid of our light work and some of you, this is not just talking about like spiritually what you're going to be offering people, but even like actually creating a business or whatever, or, you know, stepping into your true purpose, receiving a loan, okay, paying off debts, being offered things. The debts to me is all about healing. So really beautiful things are flowing in. But you want to know what I love about this? Because I do see something here. Here I saw the Six of Wands energy. and the Six of Swords energy. Both are forward movement, forward momentum. The divine feminine doesn't even know it though. But what's interesting is the Six of Wands typically has a divine masculine figure riding forward. And then the Six of Swords typically has a divine masculine being the one to row the boat forward, while the divine feminine is kind of covered up, maybe not even knowing where they're going. So that's interesting that we also see the Six of Pentacles, which many of you guys know from if you've been around like a long time. To me, the Six of Pentacles is the divine masculine's way of showing love. They're more logical and structured and everything has to be just right. And, you know, okay. The divine feminine is the you know, here's the flower, Six of Cups, right? I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but this flower is filled with love. And, you know, when you see this plant in your house, you'll always think of me and know how much I love you. Divine masculine is like, okay, let me weigh this out. You get a penny, you get a penny, you get a penny. Now, all of you know equally how much I love you. This is very structured. It has to be. So I think it's interesting that we're seeing the divine masculine's way of showing love showing up in this energy here. You need to understand that your divine masculine has changed already. They're already different. April did something to the divine masculines. The first portal on the 4th sparked something. The second portal on the, oh my goodness, what was that? What was the second portal? I can't remember the date. My mind is blanking right now. But anyway, was it the 13th? I guess so. The second portal on the 13th, when was that? Last Monday. It was right after Mercury went direct in Aries and we were moving forward. Okay, got it. That was where, and you would think it was like peaking like this and then going back down as it closed, but that's not how this portal worked. The portal opened up like this and the energy that provided to you is not going away. That's why I said some of you are watching this 6 months, you know, a year later, whatever, and you might get nervous and be like, oh no, you know, I missed that portal. And it's like, no, the reason why you were drawn to watch this all this time later when it probably doesn't feel very timely, and it even said it was closing, and the reason you got this far was so that you could hear me say to you, the energy's just been sitting there waiting for you to tap into it. And so we had the 4th, cool, it opened, explosive. And that, because it was the opening and it was the first time you've ever felt that energy, it was like really, really intense. And you thought that was as intense as it was going to get. And then in the middle, on the 13th, something happened and there was a release, and all of a sudden you felt lighter. But you'd already kind of experienced the energy, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. But then on the 22nd, that's about to change everything. That's about to be like, whoa. And all of those things happening during a time where you know what was going on in the world, y'all. It was insane. That did something to the divine masculine at a core level. And they realized how empty life is without love. So then what happened? How did the 5D receive this? Something that happened in April that would start to give us the keys to unlock all these parts of ourself where our confidence was hidden or locked away, or our ego had locked it up and hidden it from us, right? What maybe, you know, could be, okay, anyways. Now our 5D receives this information. And what is it? Look. Remember the 10 of Cups? You remember? How crazy is that we talk about the divine masculine's way of showing love, and then we see the Ace of Cups come up. This is insane. This is insane. Just know that everything is flowing into your life. And you might only see a few streams. I'm even seeing, because we're talking about new careers, new career opportunities, loans, paying off debts, etc. I have a feeling that a part of this was also that there was because you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's almost like a hidden stream flowing in the background. A lot of us missed that during this change energy, everything that was happening that led us to this point, and then we actually experienced all this, I don't know, transmutation, transmogrification, all that. Now, all of a sudden, there's a new stream of love in our life. There's new opportunities to be loved and to show love and to give love. Again, some of you, the popcorn is popping right here in this moment, in this reading, and you're starting to see, oh my goodness, it's right there. I'm being drawn to say to you here, I also kind of sense in the 5D, there's this energy of the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. It's this feeling of, oh my gosh, the harvest is finally happening. And this feeling of, okay, I need to make sure that I've got everything in a row and I've got everything right and I haven't missed anything. I need to do some research here. I've been procrastinating long enough. It's time to move. Let's keep going. So how does the divine couple receive this? Or what is it that we need to know about this new energy that is flowing in, this energy of giving? I mean, look, how is it that we have gifts of money, time, or effort, cough, cough, contact, and then we see the gift of love? Okay. How do we receive this? This is wild right here. How do we receive this? So we've got, okay, DM, DF. Okay, now I just called this card. We've got another 6 here. We've got 6 and 1. Isn't that cool? And I even, look at that. Okay, focus though. So the 6 of Swords is upright. The 10 of Wands is reversed. Why is this reversed? Oh, because remember. It was, oh my gosh, what was it? It was the moon. Okay. Oh, that's wild. We had, but what was the other card? When we were shuffling this, we had it was the 10 of Cups because it was the sink. And then it was the moon, but for some reason right behind it was the 10 of Wands. Okay, thank you. Okay. So, this is a tower though. Be prepared. We've got tower. Okay. Tower turns into chariot. Okay. That 7-7 energy I already told you about turns into chariot. All of this is turning into chariot energy, which is actually pretty fantastic. That's dope. I think there might even be a reading I did recently with the chariot. Ooh. Okay, focus, Grace. Sorry. Girl, oh my gosh. I'm sorry. But all these things, I have to feel like I got to catch them. So, all that being said, the divine masculine understands that it's time to move forward, not just with the feminine, but with the baby. It's time to move forward with the spiritual child, the spiritual blessing, the spiritual gift, the spiritual, what would you call that? It's time to give birth, but also carry it forward. Sometimes it's not just about the birth and the birthing pains. Sometimes it's also about raising it up. And so the divine masculine sees I have to move forward in order to be able to protect. But I am also going to hold on to all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding I gained while I was out doing what I had to do, going in the wrong direction. It really wasn't the wrong direction. It was exactly where I was supposed to be until I and made a U-turn, okay? I also see the divine masculine helping the divine feminine to put down his or her swords. Lay down your swords. Lay down your pain, your anger, your frustration, feeling in the dark, wondering what's happening next. Lay all that down. The divine masculine has arrived. Again, just because you can't see them does not mean, it's very frustrating. Some of the stuff me and Mr. Lightwork encounter, it's just like, there's no real way to respond to people. Sometimes there's nothing that can be said to people who already understand things a certain way and refuse to see the truth or refuse to, shift their perspective. But I'm telling you, it's all up and through here, but I still do feel people doubting, and I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you that you've been brainwashed or brainwashed yourself, convinced yourself that there is no possibility for anything good in your life, especially where your DM is whatever the word is, concerned. Okay. Divine feminine, 10 of Wands in reverse. Divine feminine gets this information and realizes that all the stress you've been feeling lately about doing the work, fulfilling the mission. See, a lot of you thought you just had to do the work until you got into union. Like you ascending was what was going to bring you into union. You did not realize that union is already going to happen. But you're also always going to be ascending. You're always going to be growing. You're always going to be getting better and bigger. And your energy is going to be, more enhanced and more powerful. Always. You were applying a certain understanding incorrectly. Correlation is not causation, and but not anymore. The stress is being released. Why? Because your divine masculine is on the way. Now, you've already known that for a long time, but whenever You gave yourself a deadline. You told yourself, if they don't call me by next week, I'm over it. Oh, I see my union happening in August. It's like, great, cool. If that's what you think, but when it does or doesn't happen, then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it can't always be about union. And I have a feeling that a lot of divine feminines are finally releasing it. See, when you're young, before you ever know about twin flames, you kind of know in your heart that you will find love one day, right? You just know it, especially when you're really young and you see all the princesses stories and all that kind of stuff, or whatever you see that kind of made you feel like love was real, romance novels, whatever. But when you get into the twin flame dynamic on YouTube, on the internet, where a lot of twin flame readers are like pharmacists, well, not pharmacists, but big pharma and those doctors and psychologists and all that basically want to keep people coming back for life. I tell people all the time, I have people come onto my channel that find God through me or reconnect with God. And they say, Grace, I've got to stop watching tarot. And I say, I completely understand. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Go on your journey. It happens all the time. This is what I'm here to do. If I happen to also, while I'm out here saving souls, provide some love, light, and peace for people who may never love God, find God, touch God, be a part of the world of Jesus and all that, fine. I know what I'm here to do. My main goal, and then I've got some other things underneath. There are people all the time who come in, they say, hey, I found this new knowing, and I've got to move forward. Hold on a second. What just happened? All right, sorry. Back to I feel like there's something that I was supposed to see, but I can't sit here and stare at the chat, so I got to stop. Okay. But yeah, so some people find out about twin flames and all of a sudden they become more obsessive than they ever have been in their life. All of a sudden they find twin flames, and instead of knowing that love will come when it's supposed to and trusting and just believing and being hopeful and having those visions of romance and all of that, all of a sudden, because you either think you know your person or you think you're supposed to know your person, if you're not in union today, you lose your freaking mind. Stop. There's a lot of divine feminines who are finally walking away from that and saying, you know what? I have to live my life. I have to be healthy. I have to be okay. And it does not involve me listening to these people or reading these things where they basically are just trying to keep me wrapped up. I am not worried about people who start watching my readings and then go away. Not even on like a bad level, just because they don't need me anymore. That's why I never really wanted to be a psychiatrist, or I wanted to be a psychiatrist and a pediatrician when I was growing up. I have the little book. I wrote in it myself every year my mom had me fill out this book. I wanted to be that until I found out that the only way to make money in those fields, like really good money, is to get clients for life. And I was like, hell no, that's not me. That's why I became a coach and a consultant instead, and a project manager. I like working on things, making them better, and then creating a well-oiled machine that can go do its thing. Divine feminines, some of you may never watch a reading again after seeing this. Some of you may only watch my Lightworker readings. Some of you may watch readings but shift your perspective to where you'll turn it off if it's not making any sense, because you can tell it's just trying to string you along. Divine feminines everywhere. Something happened. I think it might have been kind of the life or death nature of the past month, the past couple months, this 2020, early part of 2020. I think there's something that happened to both twins where the divine masculine finally realized it's time to step up, and the divine feminine realized, oh my gosh, I lost my mind. I lost myself. I lost my whole life getting wrapped up in this twin flame stuff. It was fun at first. I felt a sense of community. It was cool to know other people had these same feelings. But the reality is, most people can't tell people about being a twin flame, or the twin flame community or dynamic can't share these videos because people will think you're crazy, because you are. I went crazy for about a year with Mr. Lightwork. It did. It took me, I think, about a year. It took me from around May or June of 2018 to May or June of 2019 for me to really release the need to control and see perfect union happen today. It took me a while. So you have got to ask yourself, divine feminines, while your DM is off knowing nothing about this stuff, or knowing just enough, because I know some of you have shared, some of your DMs even say to you, yeah, I do think we're twins, but you know, I can't be with you until blah, 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 till this or till that. Usually something Pentacles related. But for the most part, your DM is over here living their life. They're just doing what they're supposed to do, going on their journey just like they're supposed to, just like you did back in the day. But you've been over here losing you've been losing yourself. Don't worry, not all those who wander are lost. Not all those who go in the wrong direction were doing so without meaning. It was fine. You're okay now. But now you know you can't unhear this message. It's time to get it together, okay? So the final message. Don't forget, you guys, by the way, because I know a lot of you will click off after I do these. Please do not forget that the seminar is today. If you're trying to start your YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. No, okay. All right. I'm sorry, God. Okay. If you're trying to start your YouTube channel, start an online business, or you already have them and you need to grow them because you're not being successful, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop saying blah, blah, blah. I don't like doing this stuff, but I know that this has to be said because I don't like it when people contact me an hour after the seminar is over and be like, when's the seminar? Well, I tried to tell you guys for weeks. It's today. It's at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch the replay tomorrow. Go to my website, monthly seminars. Okay, back to this. So here's the message. Stop fighting. Real love, real hope, real purpose does not involve the type of fighting you've been doing. Yes, you may be doing battle, if you are a believer of darkness and light, or angels and demons, good and bad, all that, then you kind of know that there's a battle going on, raging, in another realm, but kind of like on top of our realm, if that makes any sense, in the unseen, if you will, at all times, right? So yes, there you should always fight for good. But we're talking about the fighting that you've been doing with regards to your divine counterpart, with regards to your purpose, your light work, wanting to do things your own way, whatever. Stop fighting. Because unfortunately, you made these plans before you had the time to heal and get to this level. And don't worry, soon, few months, weeks, years, whatever, decades even, whatever, at some point, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to make the mistake of thinking you know everything. And you're going to have to fall back a little bit and realize, oh my gosh, I've leveled up in so many ways, but my vision hasn't. My dreams haven't. My idea of union hasn't changed, even though I've been listening to Fiery Grace for a year now. And I know that I'm supposed to be focused on the mission, but I'm still watching all the other readers who tell me that my DM ain't, you know what's up. I'm not stupid. Okay. I'm not trying to judge anybody. Y'all tell me this stuff. So come on, stop fighting. Choose your battles wisely. The only ground you should be standing is on the ground of truth, peace, love, light, hope. That's it. Stop fighting. Fight for your right as a being of light. That's it. Stop being so scared. The Bible says, fear not, 365 times. It might say it more, but I saw this cool meme that said, the Bible says, fear not, 365 times. What does your book say? If you don't have a book, does your spirit tell you that being afraid is okay? I get it. Sometimes fears are a good inclination or indication of something that's happening, right? Your fears are really maybe just your intuition trying to get your attention. But see, I still don't think that that's right, because you're not supposed to be afraid. You're supposed to be aware. Come on. Stop being so scared all the time. Stop thinking that everything's going to go wrong for you just because it used to. Stop thinking that everything's going to go wrong for you because it used to, when it really wasn't going wrong. It was going exactly how it was supposed to go. Stop being miserable and negative and angry. Find your light. Find your light. It is the light that will lead you out of this darkness and this fear that you've been sitting in about your job, your future, your purpose, your union, your DM being who you think they need to be, and all this. I still have trouble. I don't know why, but ever since I got into this community, this twin flame community, I think I had just a few readers make me think, I don't know, I don't think anybody ever said it, but I feel like this is how my spirit took it. It's kind of this weird judgmental energy. where I keep having to remind myself that Mr. Lightwork is God's child too. If that's my belief, right? Now, again, not everybody believes that. But if that's my belief that God loves everybody, that he made the children of light just as he made the children of darkness, there was a purpose for everything. If I am with this twin, it's most likely that this person will also at some point know God or Jesus in some way, shape, or form. And even if they don't necessarily acknowledge it, they're still God's. Why do I look at Mr. Lightwork in those moments as if I kind of like wring my hands and get worried, like, oh, I don't know, he's not a Christian, so does he really deserve, I don't know if I say deserve, but does he really receive God's blessings? I don't know. Oh, goodness. No. And guess what? Even if he didn't, it doesn't really matter because I'm saved. I have a fortress of protection around me and everything I own, everything I touch, everything I love. So even if Mr. Light, you see what I'm saying? I even have problems with fears. I get so worried about stuff that isn't even logical. I don't even believe that. What? Why do I? You need to stop. Ask yourself what's real out here, what's true out here. Figure out if there's anything. You see that 5 energy, there's that Hierophant, right? Our beliefs, our traditions, our old ways, the things that have been healed that don't even make sense, that we're still moving forward thinking, oh, well, I guess. Why is it that I think that my ministry is so blessed, but I, for some reason, maybe, I don't know if this is really true, but what if it was, where I don't believe that Mr. Lightwork's ministry is going to be as blessed as mine because, oh, well, he doesn't, the way that I got my ministry is God. So if I got my ministry through God, and this is why I'm blessed, but Mr. Lightwork is doing things on his own accord, does that mean that he's not blessed? Like, that doesn't stop. There's something inside of us that is always looking for the problem. But the problem appears, the fear appears, again, just to bring something to your awareness. It's just like we talked about with the project management, where in project management, we look at both threats and opportunities as risks. Some of y'all just need to look that up. Project management risk assessment. And they will show you how they look at opportunities, meaning the good stuff, and threats to your plan. Both are risks to your plan. Your job as a human being on the 3D level is to keep yourself safe. So you look for the problem. But your job as a 5D being and an essence and a spirit of truth and light and love, your job is to then look at that problem and say, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will handle it. Stop being so scared. I'm so sorry. Okay. Listen. This is freaky because for some reason I felt like I needed to say the project management thing really quick. This is also a sync, but listen, it says missing an opportunity, which means that many of you are assessing all the bad risks and the threats, but you refuse to think about the good things that could happen. Man, that's enough, man. But also remember this. What I love about this card, open your eyes to the possibilities, discontentment or boredom. The feeling or the spirit of discontent is one of the most beautiful things for humans ever. Why? Because this is what breeds innovation, inventions, creativity. When you get bored, you either do something dumb, like, right, the idle hands thing, or you decide to create something. I don't know who said it the other day, but somebody was like, I think it was like Trevor Noah or something. And he was like, we just created games like basketball and football or whatever. We just created all these different games because we were bored. And now we act like it's like, you are this athlete, which again, nothing against athletes. Y'all know I love sports and stuff, or used to. But it's like we act as if these things are like so skilled. But at some point, somebody was just like, oh, throw this pigskin into that go run it down that way, and okay, you won. That was it. Right? And now we put all this pressure. But that boredom that you feel about life is how you create something that decades or, generations down the line becomes something that is so respected and loved and revered. This feeling you have right now, once you move past the fear and you realize that it's here to help you create what you really want, maybe your life sucks. My life sucked 2 years ago. It was awful. I had just gotten divorced. My family was awful, and I should have walked away from them a long time ago. I wanted to walk away from my family in 2009. Do you understand that? Don't tell them. I feel bad because I love them, but they were not good for me. They never were. And the moment I walked away from my family, I blew up. I blew up out of nowhere. It just happened. Why? Because finally was able to just do what I needed to do. I had no other options. My life sucked. And I was like, you know what? I can keep trying to grind it out in this rat race and be miserable. Or I can follow my heart and my soul's leading and calling and trust that God got me as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in his name. And it worked. It was real. It happened for me. This feeling you have right now that life sucks is exactly what you should be feeling. Now ask yourself, back to the original message, what will make you happy? Just on a base level. What do you really want to do? Most of you are going to say, I just want to help people, Grace. I just want to help people. I know you're a light worker, sweetie. I know. All right, final card. Humble yourself, my love. There are good news about financial matters on the way. I understand that you have a need to do something more challenging. That's why you've walked away from so many things. That's why the divine masculine is saying, instead of taking the easy road and just, let me go and just rush right into this challenge, because I realize it's gonna anchor my soul more deeply than ever when I go and I follow that thing that I just know is for me and I meant to do it. A new area of study, though. This is a new part of your life, something you've never envisioned, something you've never known is possible. And there are going to be points where you feel like you're not good enough. There are going to be points where you question, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing, God? Because I don't know. I don't know if I know how. I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know. Don't worry, my love. As long as you do these things. Okay, focus. What's missing from this, by the way? 6, love. Okay. As long as you stop fighting, as long as you stop being afraid, and as long as you stop looking at boredom and unhappiness as just what it is, and you start to make the changes that you need to and see the possibilities, it doesn't matter what you've got. It doesn't matter how small you think you are. This is what this portal was all about. The 444 portal was about building your foundation. It was about creating something like you've never experienced. It was about starting your life over. That's why the 22nd will be at the most. You thought that the 4th was a big day and the energy surrounding that was a lot, right? Because again, it was the first you'd ever experienced. When the second portal happened on the 13th, you were like, okay, yeah, I think I feel this. I got this. Cool. But it was the 22nd. That's the day that you reach a new peak. And even though spiritually it shows up and you might look around and say, but my 3D life is still the same. Guess what? When you get into union, everything's still the same too. Did you know that? Did you know that if your divine masculine called you right now and said, I want to be with you, I'm coming home, make a space for me, make a drawer for me, I'm bringing my toothbrush and it's on, that would literally just mean that now y'all live together and you're together, but your life would be exactly what it was. In fact, it might be more challenging because you've added a second person to the dynamic. Just telling you the truth. So stop thinking that just because something happens spiritually, that you can't see things in the 3D, that there's something wrong. That's exactly what's going to happen in the 5D when it comes to union. It's going to be a major shift in the 5D, but in the 3D, you have a whole new set of circumstances to learn how to deal with. So come on. I'm going to read this. Actually, I'm going to read from the Medicine Woman Tarot. It's just one line, and then I'm going to read that. The page is expand. Oh my. The page of, so the suit of stones is about resources. It says, expand knowledge of your sources and skill. Stop thinking that you're not good enough. It's beautiful to be humble. It's also important that in that humility, you still know that God would not give it to you if it wasn't for you. That God would not ask you of this, or ask of this, whatever the word phrasing is. God would not ask you for this. God would not bring you to it without bringing you through it. All those things, it's real. So be humble. Know that you are just a small cog in this great machine of love and light and peace and hope and truth. But also recognize that without you, have you ever tried to put like something together and you missed a screw and the whole thing fell apart? Yeah, exactly. But all right, hold on. Sorry. Let's read. Oh, I opened right almost to it. Thank you. So, Page of Pentacles. If it's about your situations, it says good news about financial matters. Your plans move successfully forward at a steady pace, and you may adopt a new interest or passion. Boom. If it's about a person, it says a youth who's a student or who enjoys studying. Someone who can be optimistic but still realistic about what can be accomplished. Successful, dependable, patient, frugal, and trustworthy. And then the additional meanings are doing your research, wisdom beyond one's years, a return to school, and materialism. I think this is about bringing your 3D and your 5D together. All right, I'm out of here. Oh, wait. No, I'm not. But the reading's over. So those of you who are not interested in sitting here for the next few minutes, go on and get. I love you. Have a nice day. Oh, please like this video before you leave, though. Click that like. Go ahead and smash that like button. Smash it. Smash it hard. I'm sorry. I'm being, okay. Okay, so what's up? How you doing? Aw, what is that? Oh, I don't know what that is, but there's like a little kitty next to that person's name. I think somebody donated, and I appreciate you. And I liked your little kitty cat. That's super cute. All right, anyways, what's up, y'all? There's 500 people in here. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? I hope y'all was nice in the chat today. I hope I don't have to go and block nobody for misbehaving today. Hope y'all was having a nice time being encouraging and positive. That's always good. I'm so sorry. I just feel so good right now. I feel like this is one of the most powerful messages I've ever done. Okay, so not only should you smash that like button, but also go ahead and share this with anybody who you think needs to hear it. I tell you guys all the time, I really had no idea because I cannot see who shares my videos until the next month. YouTube sends a video and says, hey, or not a video, but an email and says, this is how many times someone shared your videos, liked your videos, commented on your videos. And I found out that you guys were sharing my videos like 2,000 times a month. That was a few months ago. I don't know if that's still the same. So y'all be acting like you don't have nobody to share these videos with. So that's why I used to not ask. But this is another one of those videos. You know, from time to time, I'll say, look, like the video, comment on the video. Some of you don't know how the YouTube algorithm works. If you comment on this video, especially if you watch this a really long time from now, it will bring it back into the algorithm and they'll recommend it to people. You can support me and other YouTubers by doing that. Even I have a few subscribers and clients that will always leave just like a heart or like a little, they have their little tag or whatever on the videos, like some sort of emoji, just to make sure that the algorithm knows it's a good video. So whatever you need to do, make sure that this gets to more people, because this is one of those readings that is going to change everything for someone. And I just do it. Okay. Just do it. All right, cool. So welcome. I'm Fiery Grace the Gifted. I'm an intuitive life strategist here on YouTube. I'm not a tarot reader. That's why I don't do things like everybody else does, because I don't really know how to do things like everybody else does. I've never been trained in tarot. I trained myself. I'm an autodidact. I trained myself. Yes, I'm very good at it now. But I don't really believe these cards have paper or power. They're just pieces of paper. Very nice, glossy, okay, printed. But otherwise, these are tools. As a prophet and a priestess, my job is to use the tools to reach people. I felt that the twin flame community had a lot of darkness in it and a lot of people just kind of capitalizing on hurting people and hurt people. And so I decided to join the fight, join the light, and make sure that the abilities and the gifts and all the things that needed to come out of those who found out they were twin flames, all those things were shared, rather than just saying, oh, let's just check in with your DM all the time, because I just knew that it would be a blessing, and it's worked. That's why I'm doing pretty well on YouTube, because I found a place where there was darkness and I came in and shined the light. So I'm really not here to do readings for you. I'm really here to help you elevate whatever level you're on. Let's go up, and let's go up again and again and again. As long as I am here and as long as you need me and those things go together, let's do this. Okay. So if you want to work with me, I offer all kinds of services. A lot of people ask me about long-term coaching. I need you guys to understand that when I tell you I used to be a coach, like an actual coach, I lived in Vegas. I did coaching there. I did coaching here in Tampa. I take my coaching very seriously. My coaching is not, a legitimate executive concierge, consultant for your personal projects. I take it very seriously, and I invest a lot in it. You need to be prepared to invest at least $1,000 a month if you're looking to be a coaching candidate. So just to throw that out there, it's not to make anybody feel like excluded or anything. Most people don't have that kind of funding, right? So what everyone else works with me through is my phone sessions, my YouTube readings, and my video readings, like pre-recorded stuff, okay? So if you want to work with me, most people are going to be able to do so on those smaller scales where, you know, you're only paying 30 or 50 or 100 or $200, okay? So check out my website, thefierygrace.com, and look through and see if there's anything that piques your interest. I have all kinds of services available, and pretty much every service, as long as it's a reading, you have access to seeing an example of it. This is like a twin flame reading. I don't really have this because this was obviously, I just kind of went along, but I do have certain spreads. I have divine masculine insights. I have personal readings where I use certain decks. So you can always look through and say, if you see a love letter, most of you know my love letters, but if you see a love letter on sale on my website, you can actually just find one of my love letters and that's going to be what it looks like. You're going to know what you're getting. Okay. My phone sessions, you're going to know what you're getting because you've listened to me. Most of you know, I don't think I've ever had a phone session. Actually, nope, I did. I had one phone session where I don't know how this girl found me. She might have just seen a love letter and then decided to order a phone session, but she thought that it was going to be, I don't know, but I was coaching her and she was not expecting it. But otherwise, the other thousands of people that I've worked with, you guys know what you're getting because you've heard me talk. You know how I am. And if you really need that straight talk, big sister, mom, auntie, you know, coach, prophetess, I'm trying to think of all the things that I bring to the table. If you need that, order a phone session. I do not do tarot over the phone. Okay. I believe it's important for you to see the visuals. Plus I feel like it's not really cool when, like, if I shuffle off camera and then I come do a reading for you on YouTube, I hate it when you guys couldn't see the previous energy because I wouldn't trust it. I know it sounds crazy, but I wouldn't. So that's why I don't offer it over the phone. So if you want to work with me on the phone, we're going to be doing some coaching. And if you want to work with me getting a reading, I have all kinds of different readings. I also offer lightworker readings, all kinds of stuff. So it's been a while since I really went through this like that. Oh, I guess it has been a while because I really haven't been telling you guys this either. You can also connect with me on social media. The top 4 are my Facebook pages, and the bottom one, at Guidance by Grace, is my Instagram. I am not really doing much with these social media pages until I hit 1,000 subscribers or followers or likes on all of them. So I encourage you to like, share, subscribe, comment, follow me, blah, blah, blah. But just know that the bulk of everything that I'm offering is going to be on YouTube, and I will invest when I know that there's a large enough group. Otherwise, all of these pages you'll see, I just share really positive things. The Handmade Hope is actually the page for my homeless ministry. So if you're interested in kicking it with me that way, what's up? Let's do this. You can always email me at thefierygrace@gmail.com. If you email me here, you will get an auto reply back, and it will actually walk you through the process of booking. So Mr. Lightwork has one too. So if you email Mr. Lightwork, it's Mister Lightwork. You guys call him Mr. Lightworker sometimes, which is perfectly fine, but that's not his name. And if you try to email Mr. Lightworker, you won't be able to reach him. So it's Mister Lightwork 119 at gmail.com. If you email either of us, you will get an auto reply back that kind of lets you know what it's like to work with us. So if you go to my website and you fill out the contact me form, then all you're going to get is maybe a confirmation from my Shopify. I don't know. But if not, you'll just end up waiting for me to respond to you. And unfortunately, I cannot get these emails that I get for the contact me to go into my main folder, and they just won't, no matter how many times I try to change it. And so I might miss those. It's much better. And you do not get the auto reply. It's much better just to email me directly. And it also says that on the contact me page. So it's up to you. Otherwise, I accept payment through PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. I do offer a discount for people who pay through Cash App and Venmo because I don't have to pay a fee there. So I actually take that off the total price. So if you're interested in saving, my longtime clients already do this, but some of you who might be new might want to save a few dollars. So just email me before you purchase, and I can tell you what the pricing is instead. Otherwise, yeah, it's been a really long time since I went through all this. Oh, if you're still here, the monthly seminar is today. Living the Dream, 4/19/20. Got a minute? All right, I'm done. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, guys, the case studies are sold out. But if you're interested in the seminar, you'll get the access to the seminar. You can also watch the seminar for up to for 24 hours tomorrow, so you can always rewatch it. You'll also receive a bookmark and a business planner, and you'll get a 20% off promo code, which you can use to buy the launch strategy session. So after the seminar, you can do a one-on-one with me, or you can use your promo code for whatever you want. It's just an added bonus. I also have the replays on sale. These are still available. You can buy them all day tomorrow, but the replay ends at midnight. So don't purchase this at, 9 p.m. and think that you have 24 hours after that to watch it. The replay runs the entire day of Monday, the 20th of April. 420. So if you're interested in the replay, go ahead and get that. You'll also get a 10% off promo code. So you get the link and a promo code. That's all you get with the replay. If you're curious about it, I will walk through YouTube with you so you understand how the platform works. I'll help you understand how to create or build your income or both. We'll talk about some of the things that are your obstacles, the reasons why you haven't done what you wanted to do. We'll also talk about, kind of what we talked about here, merging your 3D and your 5D, the visions and the skills that you have, and bringing them together to actually be able to offer things like your light work versus your career. Instead of them being two separate things, let's find a way to bring them together. And we'll talk about the theme or the message of your ministry, channel, business, etc. So again, happening today, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern, or you can watch the replay tomorrow if you can't make it or you think you'll be too late. And that's everything. I love you guys so much. This was a powerful reading again. If you made it this far, how many people are here? Okay, so there's still a lot of people here. So you guys, if you've been with me long enough, you know I like to do this at the end. So I want you to comment either your spirit animal or whatever animal emoji calls out to you, like how you're feeling in this moment. Comment below. Don't do it in the chat. When the chat closes, or you can just exit out and then go to the comments. I want you to do that. The reason I do it is because most people don't listen to the end. And okay, you guys, this is making me laugh already. I just love it when people are like, why are people commenting birds and butterflies? What is this about? I love it. I don't know why it makes me laugh. It just does. So if you made it all the way this far and you like to play practical jokes on people too, then comment an animal, just the emoji. You can explain it if you want to, but don't tell the secret. Just explain the animal, okay? All right, I'm out of here. I got a lot of work to do. I will see those of you who are coming to the seminar tonight. We've got quite a few people, so this is dope. I'm really excited about it. It's a lot of information, but it's. I've already seen people make something of it, and I'm so proud of you guys. So I'm so excited. I love you. I love you. I love you. If I keep talking, I'll keep talking forever. Okay, I love you. Bye.